Let's go!
What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's vlog number 18. We have talked about how I recovered from binge eating disorder. We have talked about how to stop a binge before it happens. But let's keep it real. Today, let's talk about how to bounce back from a binge. This one is tough. It's once again gonna take a lot of practice, unfortunately, a lot of trial and error, a lot of failures before you get the hang of it. But once you do, once you start to learn how to recover from these incidents, I really think that your recovery will be facilitated by just doing that. Because a lot of times it's not about what happens to us, especially with eating disorders. It's about how we interpret these things. For example, let's go back to the scale vlog, the last time we talked. Some people would say that when they get on the scale after a binge, it would make them want to binge more because of how upset it made them. Well, that's not the scale's problem. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. That's not the scale's problem. That's your problem. That's how you're interpreting it. Much like when you binge, if you interpret it as the end of the world and you see yourself as a pathetic waste of human flesh, odds are you're going to keep repeating the cycle because you're not loving yourself. You're mistreating yourself because you don't like that person in the mirror. So of course you're going to keep binging. So it's the interpretation of the events. Now, that's very important. It's a very important skill that you need to hone as you deal with your binge eating disorder, because you're going to need to be able to bounce back. Once again, this isn't going to happen first try for most of you. It's not going to happen. But here's my one biggest piece of advice. We'll start off with this. When you binge, this is key number one. Try to forget about it. I know, way easier said than done, but you need to have amnesia. Block it out of your memory to the best of your ability. Pretend it never happened, okay? What you don't want to do is try to do damage control, meaning don't lower your calories the next day. Don't increase your activity the next day or the week, whatever, because what's going to happen is you're going to put yourself back into a vicious cycle. I used to do it all the time. Take it from me. I'd binge, okay? I'd feel awful. I'd say, you know what? I need to cut my calories to do damage control here to lose some of the fat that I gained from this binge. But then I would restrict to the point that, guess what? It would make me binge again. Activity's the same way. Some of you guys choose, like I used to just do it via mostly calorie deficit. Some people like to do calorie deficit and activity. Some people will just run miles and miles and miles and miles in order to shed this weight that they gained. What happens there too is, once again, I talked about one of my biggest triggers was fatigue. Remember, fatigue was a big trigger for me. And when you do an ass load of cardio work to try to burn off calories, and let's face it, that shit's not going to happen. Because if you're a true binge eater, you're putting down around 10,000 calories, or 5,000 calories for females, 7,000 calories, 8,000 calories for females. Sometimes my binges were upwards of 20,000 calories. No fucking treadmill in the world is going to burn that many calories. I don't care if I do 5 hours a day. My body is not able. I won't be able to keep up the pace hard enough to burn those calories. It's pointless. It's an exercise in futility. Don't do it. You're gonna wear yourself down. You're gonna get tired, and then you get sad that you're tired, and you're gonna binge again. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience, guys. I'm not talking out of my ass here. This is not hypothetical. These are things that I have done, and I'm telling you not to do them. So forget the binge ever happened. Resume your life as normal. If you're following macros, get back on the regular macros. If you're just eating intuitively, eat exactly how you're going to plan the next day. Just take a breath, think about it for a second, relax, realize that it is not the end of the world. For those of you in recovery that relapse and have binges, understand that this one misstep, this little regression that happened, is not the end of the world. It happens to everybody in recovery. Everybody. Once again, me. It happened to me. I relapsed 2 or 3 times. Real bad. Sometimes those relapses would last months. And that's just the way it happens when you're recovering from a fucking eating disorder, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. Let me be clear. It is not going to happen overnight. Your recovery is going to take a long time. It's going to be hard. And you're going to fail a whole lot before you figure it out. You're going to fail a lot. You're going to fail. You're going to screw up. It's going to happen. What you need to do is just look at the long term here. Take it from me, somebody who's screwed up a lot and during their recovery, that you will survive. You will come back from it. It's gonna happen. It's fine. You're gonna survive. In the moment, it feels like you've ruined it all. You've thrown it all away. Everything that you've done up until that point is worthless, and you're never going to get better. But take it from me, it does get better. It will get better. Do your best to forget it ever happened. Stick to the plan. Keep it moving. And I think that, in the blink of an eye, you'll be hopefully where I am. And you'll be able to look back and kind of laugh almost about how much energy you wasted, how much you struggled and when you didn't need to. And that's it. That's how to bounce back, guys. Forget about it. Move forward. Keep moving on and realize that you're going to fuck up a lot before you get better. And that's okay, because we've all been there and it happens, and it's a necessary part of the process. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay strong.
Let's go!